What's up, Agee?
What's up, the real?
Hey, man, listen, first of all, we just blessed right now, man. I mean,
Mhm.
we've been hitting it lately, man. We ain't been having nothing but hitters on the show. And
Yes.
today, listen, I'm just going to put it out there. We got somebody, man. First of all, he's obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed. If people know what that word means, that means he can't get enough of it.
Yep.
He's obsessed with storytelling. But on top of that, he is the co-founder of the Obsessive Sneaker Disorder. For all the folks out there lying to themselves, y'all need to hear this episode because y'all do got some sneaker disorders out there. If you got to hide your shoes to before your wife or your girlfriend or your significant other, you got a disorder. But yet, this brother's so smooth, man. He grew up in the U.S. Virgin Islands. He's rooted deeply in his family, in his community. But on top of that, man, this brother has so many skills. Not only is it about storytelling, but the passion grows into photography, filmmaking. He's worked with some of the best in the world. But his true heart lies in what's on your feet, the footwear. He's had the industry with such as Adidas, Converse, Nike, New Balance, and Reebok. But on top of all of that, man, he is the co-founder of the SOLEcial Studies CommUNITY Academy, where he'll teaching anyone who has that type of passion and that desire to learn about footwear, who wants to get in the game.
Yep.
They have it for you. We want to welcome to the show none other than Dee Wells. My brother, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and so good to be here. Man, it's like I said, off air before we began. I feel like I know y'all because it's been so long. But more importantly, for me watching the show, thank you for having not only my brother in arms, co-partner, confidant, ride or die, Sean Paper Chaser Williams as a guest on the show. But I'm glad to be here with you to talk sneakers, art, culture, music, of course, sports. And are there industry plants in sneakers and maybe music? Maybe,
Hey,
maybe.
hey, hey, D.
Hey,
Hey,
Yeah.
man, the thrill just gave you so many things that you do, man. We just gonna call you the Virgin Island
The
Swiss Army
Swiss
knife.
Army?
Like, you just come out with everything, bro. Like, you got everything in that Swiss Army knife.
I always say this. As black and brown people, and especially people, who grew up, in terms of in the Caribbean, we never had one job. We never just did one thing. We've always done multiple things. And
There you go.
I'm truly a product of where I was born and raised in the Virgin Islands, born in St. Thomas, grew up on St. John. St. John is the smaller of the four islands. So there's St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, and Water Island. St. John is really small, 3,000 people. Um, Everyone knows everyone. It's that village mentality. So I had a lot of, aunties and uncles, cousin them, like that's your cousin them. So you never knew what girl you were trying to talk to because you might
Two,
find out later
it's your
that was your
cousin.
cousin them. I always had to check with the family, like, okay, are we related or not?
that's right, that's right,
So
that's right.
yeah.
So you say them barbecue joints was different back in the
They
day,
were
huh?
very different. We went
Right?
to the beach, man. We went to, I grew up going to Hawks Nest and Trunk Bay and Cinnamon Bay. All the beaches were like the move, especially on a Sunday after you went to church and you did that. And by the afternoon, by like 1, 2 o'clock, you're on the beach. You barbecue, you're playing touch football or tackle football on the beach because we were just crazy, crazy kids like that. And yeah, like it was warm all year round. Like like I didn't realize how good I had it. But when I
You know,
started
I was just getting
traveling,
ready to say that
you
too,
know,
man. I was gonna say, man, it looked like you grew up like,
I commuted. I tell people I commuted, and some people took took a train or a school bus to go to school. I commuted by boat from one island to the next, a 20-minute ferry boat ride every day. Like, but that was my
Wow.
normal. Like that was my normal. And then again, when I left and got to travel and visit family in Chicago, visit family in New York City, visit family in Florida, then I realized how different truly the Virgin Islands and the Caribbean are because you get to bounce around. Like we used to go shopping. Like for me to get and I know we're going to talk about this on the show, but for me to buy sneakers, I used to have to leave. So what did I do? I'd fly to Puerto Rico Like literally it costs $100 to fly from St. Thomas to Puerto Rico, go to the malls, hit Athlete's Foot Locker, all the mom and pops, shop for the day and fly back. And that was like the move. That was the thing.
What?
Yeah, right?
That's
And when I
crazy.
think about that, I'm like, I really was obsessed with these damn sneakers at a young age, and I was willing to do whatever for them.
And actually, man, that's one of the questions I want to ask you, man. This is for all the sneakerheads. Is there a difference between a sneakerhead and an obsessed passion?
Oh man. I probably back in the day I would have said no, there wasn't a difference, but now there is, because there's a lot of sneakers who jump into the culture because they just want to make some money and take from it. Whereas
Yep.
when you're obsessed with it and you just live and breathe it, it's not it's the sneakers that bring us together. Like we can sit and talk about, all the different sneakers we've had over our lifetime thus far. And that brings us together. But then we're going to talk about all the other stuff. We're going to talk about our families. We're going to talk about children. We're going to talk about grandchildren even, or whatever. And that's the piece that's different with the obsessed, person that I am. It's about the community. Like that's why the community, Social Studies CommUNITY Academy exists, because it's always about the people. It's not just about at some point, the sneakers are going to disintegrate. Like I was pulling out some Nike Air Alpha Forces from 1988 out of my closet, and they're just crumbling. And I'm like, they're going to turn to dust. So I can't handle them a lot, right? But
Right.
importantly, I could talk to y'all and we could talk about sneakers. We could talk about hunting, what it was like to get a fresh pair and wear them on the court, wear them at school. And then like your boys be like, yo, what are those? Or are those a frat? Like, I see you. Like, even someone you didn't know, give you that look and give you that nod, you're official. Like that made you.
Oh, it was a representation. It was a huge representation.
Absolutely. So there is a difference now. I mean, a lot of people jump into the sneaker thing because they're like, oh, I just want to buy and flip and make some money. And I'm like, cool, do your thing. I'd rather someone flip sneakers than flip weed or cocaine or do some other illegal type stuff. I know kids that go to thrift stores, they're buying, they know what to look for, they're buying sneakers, they're cleaning them up, changing laces, and then selling them on, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram, or wherever. Great, do that. I actually support that. But also know there's a history behind, right? There's design, there's influence, there's someone took inspiration from something to design that sneaker or that product. So just like we have our smartphones or a pen, a backpack, music is inspiration all around us.
So D, let me throw you this, man, before we start talking specifically about certain kicks. I want to let's jump this off with some myth busters.
Ooh, okay. There's a lot.
Do gym shoes make you run faster and jump higher? I'm just saying, but let's just jump into it. Do they make you run faster and jump higher?
Man, that's such a great question. Okay. The 8-year-old version of D, you couldn't tell me they didn't. You give me a pair of Kangaroos, a pair of Etonics, anything, anything besides the Tom McCann, the Bata shoes, sneakers, those made me run or jump higher. Like, I'll give you an example. I used to play in some Tom McCann basketball sneakers in the Tom McCann 3-on-3 tournament. And when I when I switched to name brand back in the day, I thought I could run, jump, rebound, all that better. But they did the same thing. But, nowadays, all that's old school stuff. It's amazing how everything comes full circle, right? Like, I look at some of the brands like Diodora, Alessi. I was just looking at I don't know why, it must have been, I went down a rabbit hole looking at some Wilson Sporting Goods website and their tennis and apparel. And I was like, Wilson's been around for so long in the world of tennis, but they actually made basketball sneakers too, right? And people know them for, tennis is really the big sport, but nonetheless. So yeah, that's one myth buster for sure. But I mean, even a sneaker like this, like a Converse, this is a Converse weapon. This is the EVO. This is a newer version. You know, like this sneaker, the Converse weapon campaign, Magic and Bird. I mean, choose your weapon, and then they came out with
Yeah.
this version. You know, and I think this was like around 2000. Let me see the date on these bad boys. You know, I'm doing this in real time. I think this was 2008. These came out,
Wow.
right? So this was their EVO version, and this was the Celtics, right? This was for the Bird. This is for the Celtics. They wore black during the playoffs, stuff like that. The other ones back there on the box, right? And then of course, you had Magic doing his thing with the Lakers colorway. So what's
The
another one you
weapons,
want to
baby.
kind of debunk now? Come on.
The other one is
I look how he starts laughing before he even says it.
Look at this guy.
hey, listen, I'm going back to our grade school.
Okay.
Here's the other one. Did brand new shoes, brand new kicks, did it get you favor with the ladies?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.